I'm diving deep into the meaning of I love you and trying to find out what it really signifies in different relationships. Can you uncover the true essence behind those three little words? As 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. When we hear the phrase, I love you, it's often accompanied by a warm, fuzzy feeling, and we tend to associate it with strong emotions and deep connections. We use it in romantic relationships, with family members, and even with close friends. But what does it really mean to say I love you? As John 15:12 says, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Is it a declaration of undying devotion, a casual expression of affection, or something entirely different? The phrase I love you is notoriously ambiguous, and its meaning can shift depending on the context and the people involved. As 1 Corinthians 13:4-5 reminds us, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. For instance, when a partner says, I love you in a romantic relationship, it usually implies a deep emotional investment and a willingness to commit. As it is written in 1 Corinthians 13:4-5, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. But when a friend says, I love you in a casual conversation, it might simply mean, I really care about you. As Proverbs 17:17 says, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. Or, I'm grateful for our friendship. As John 15:13 states, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. The ambiguity of I love you can also lead to miscommunication and misunderstandings. As Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Imagine saying, I love you to someone who's not ready to hear it, or worse, saying it without truly meaning it. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver, as Proverbs 25:11 reminds us. It's a phrase that requires a certain level of emotional intelligence and sensitivity to navigate effectively. As Ephesians 4:29 advises, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Despite the potential pitfalls, I love you remains one of the most powerful and meaningful phrases in our emotional vocabulary. As 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. It has the power to bring people together, to comfort and reassure, and to express the deepest, most profound feelings of the human heart. As John 15:12 reminds us, this is my commandment, that ye love one another, as I have loved you. But what is it about I love you that makes it so potent? At its core, love is a complex and multifaceted emotion that defies easy definition. As 1 Corinthians 13:4-5 says, charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. It's an amalgam of emotions, experiences, and cultural influences that shape our understanding of what it means to love someone or something. In some cultures, love is seen as a romantic ideal, a lofty goal to strive for. As Song of Solomon 8:7 says, many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. In others, it's viewed as a fundamental aspect of human connection, a necessary component of healthy relationships. Our personal experiences also play a significant role in shaping our understanding of love and what it means to say, I love you. As 1 John 4:18 reminds us, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear. For people who've been hurt in past relationships, the phrase might evoke feelings of vulnerability and fear. For those who've experienced love and loss, it might be tinged with sadness and nostalgia. As we explore the many interpretations of love, it becomes clear that I love you can signify various levels of affection and commitment, depending on the speaker's intentions and the relationship history. As John 15:12 says, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. It might be a declaration of undying love, a casual expression of fondness, or something in between. The key insight here is that I love you is not a fixed or universal phrase, but rather a highly personal and context-dependent expression of emotions. As 1 John 4:7 says, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. It requires empathy, understanding, and a willingness to listen and communicate effectively. So, what does I love you really mean? It means different things to different people, and its significance can shift and evolve over time. But at its core, it's an expression of human connection, a declaration of our deepest feelings and desires. As 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of I love you. If you've got your own interpretation of what this phrase means, share it with me in the comments below. And if you want to explore more relationship topics, check out my other videos on love, heartbreak, and everything in between. As John 15:12 reminds us, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you.